Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Yadira. Today I'm going to be going over the Louis Vuitton Cosmetic Pouch in the GM size. I have it in the Monogram. In this style, the GM Monogram is the only canvas that is available for purchase. I did buy this last year, so it'll be a 1-year review. If you are interested, I hope you'll stay tuned and subscribe if you're not already a part of my channel. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new, welcome. I wanted to talk about the Louis Vuitton GM Cosmetic Pouch because this is something that I at some point in time really wanted to get, but it was incredibly hard to acquire this piece. And as time went on, without being able to actually buy either from online or the store directly, I had made my mind up in the sense that, oh well, it was probably not worth it. It's totally a splurge item because there's so many cosmetic pouches from very low end to high end that are available. Technically speaking, any pouch, even a Ziploc bag, can do what a cosmetic pouch, or this one in particular, can or does do within my collection, right? It's one of those pieces that it's a pure luxury. You don't need it, but if you want it, it is a nice item to have. Very quick, just sharing the dimensions: 2.4 inches in width, 8.7 inches in length, and then according to the Louis Vuitton website, the height is 5.9 inches, and I want to say that is from the base to the point of the actual pouch. I did get this whenever it was $675 US, and so far that's still the current price today. If it does increase, I will update that in the description bar. They did launch a new Cosmetic Pouch GM. It does look a little bit different. It actually looks even bigger. That one does come with a little bit of a higher price tag compared to this one, but in my opinion, I don't think that it's a complete revamp of this particular GM cosmetic pouch. It's probably just, you know, Louis Vuitton wanting to call that one a cosmetic pouch in the grande model size. Not a complete copy, or I don't think this is going to be discontinued. They do make this in another size, which is in the PM size. Personally, that is a size that I really did want to get. Before I actually had the opportunity to acquire the Louis Vuitton cosmetic pouch in the GM size into my collection, one of the toiletry or cosmetic pouches that I would use a lot before this one was by the brand Vera Bradley, and I have one here to show you. I have it in 2 different colors, so I have this one, and I also do have it in a nice red color that matches a lot of my Damier Ebene interior. This is the bag that I would use most of the time for my cosmetics, or just like a catch-all inside of my handbags. In my mind, this one in particular kind of resembled the same as PM size in the cosmetic pouch range, so I thought that if I was going to get a cosmetic pouch, it was going to be the PM size. Like if I put these two side by side, you can kind of see that the GM size is a little bit bigger, and I think if I do it from the base, you'll be able to see it a little bit more of that size difference. So this is exactly why I thought that the PM version would be perfect for me. However, the one thing about these cosmetic pouches is that they dome up at the tops, so they're not particularly a perfect rectangle to be able to utilize that entire space for like other items like a travel size mascara, you know, something that's a little bit more taller that does use that full height. And this one was giving me that flexibility, but knowing that simple concept of this design versus this design, I just knew that the GM was probably a better size for me all along. So for a while there, I really did think that they were going to do away with the cosmetic pouch altogether because it was just incredibly hard to get. Almost every single time that I would pop into my Louis Vuitton boutique, I would ask for the cosmetic pouch, and they did have it available, not in this size though, but they did have it in the PM, and it just looked itty bitty. It looks so tiny, super cute. I do think that I want to add the Damier Ebene into my collection at some point in time, and this, you know, canvas is very flexible. I still kind of wanted the GM size first to just kind of be able to utilize it and get a feel, like, is it too big, is it too small, like what about it did I like or did not like, before venturing into the PM size. Now owning the GM version, I do think that I want to get the PM size, but not necessarily because this one is too big or it doesn't fit my needs. The GM size actually for me is plenty, and in some occasions I would kind of feel like it's probably a tad bit small. I don't think that I'll get the new version of the Cosmetic GM pouch because that one just looks exaggerating big. I don't think I can fit it comfortably in all of my handbags. This one is a great size to put in my handbags for an everyday purpose, but it is too big for me to be able to carry it within my Pochette Metis, which is the reason why I want to venture into the PM version at some point in time. If you do have the Pochette Metis and you have the cosmetic pouch in the PM size, let me know if that fits in that center compartment. I did bring my Pochette Metis out here to show you, just in case you are wondering if the GM cosmetic pouch fits in here. It'll be very forcefully in there. This is probably as far as I can go into fitting the GM version into that center compartment. I could probably even like squeeze in the corner and just shove it down there to be able to use it. It would probably work. Honestly, it is about the same length as the actual Pochette Metis. It's not something that is comfortable enough to fit into that center compartment. Again, if you do have the PM version and the PM, you know, Pochette Metis bag, let me know if that does fit in there. But really, the one that I am using is my Vera Bradley one, just because it's a squishy material. I can just fit it in there and it's in nicely. It takes up just about the entire compartment in there just fine. Not only was that shape deciding factor between getting the PM versus the GM as my first cosmetic pouch, also too is the features that this one has. Both of them actually do have a slip pocket, but this one has an additional pockets off to the side and a lipstick holder. I thought that this was perfect and I could use it as just added organization. Really and truly, the lipstick holder, in my opinion, is too tight. I honestly did think I can stick a lipstick in there and use it for additional organization. However, you can't really fit a lipstick in there. I do put perfume samples and like a travel size makeup brush in there, so it still comes in handy, and I do like the feature, but I feel that because of the base, the way it is so like cinched in. Unless you have like a squeezy juicy lip too slim at the bottom, if it's one of those type of lip products, maybe it'll fit in there. It'll conform to the actual shape that is available here. I did bring a lipstick. This is one that, you know, has a square top to it, and I'm gonna show you how it fits in there comfortably in there. It moves a little bit, but here's the thing, it pretty much uses your entire capacity up here. So that's what your zipper looks like right there, and then you can kind of see that you have something there from the outside. Obviously this is inside of my bag, so no one's really judging the way it looks whenever it's zipped, and quite honestly, I most of the time just keep it open inside of my handbag. I have another one. This is a Coco Flash Baume by Chanel, so it's a little bit smaller in terms of actual size. This one fits in. If you zip it up, it kind of conceals. You can't even tell that you have something of that size so close to the zipper, so that one does fit great. So I have a MAC lipstick here, and it's a little bit more forgiving. It's a little bit more of a slender packaging. Edges aren't so conformed the way the Chanel lipsticks are. It's more rounded. It goes in there just fine. You don't have to really shove it in there, and you can't really tell that you have anything. So if you want to stick a MAC lipstick in there, it'll be perfect. If you want to compare a traditional round tube lipstick, I do have one of those here to show you. This one is gonna be a little bit tougher to actually fit in, but you have to really push it in there, and really whenever you get this, that pocket is so tight that it kind of feels funny forcing it in there. Like it kind of feels like you're going to overly expand and change the shape of that little slit pocket. Since I have had mine for some time and I do use it, it's a little bit easier to slip in the actual lipstick, but I did want to show you how it changes the shape right at the bottom. So you can probably tell there used to be a crease right here of how this pocket is folded in, and then it just kind of expands now that I have a lipstick in there. You see, you can kind of see that crease or that edge right there. So with the lipstick on, it just kind of expands. Having it zipped, can't really see in the camera, but you can see in person there's a little bit of a shape there that you can kind of sense of what it is. On the other side, can't really tell. It just looks fine. The zipper closes just okay. There's no distortion of the zipper right at the top the way there is whenever I use my Chanel lipstick in there. So I guess the roundness of the lipstick really does help when it's zipping up. So nothing too exact. I guess a little bit more forgiving, like a round versus a square. But that is a lipstick holder. Again, I don't really stick an actual lipstick in there. I just put like a perfume sample in there and like a cosmetic cosmetic brush or something like that. I'll try to show you how it is that I pack this whenever I do use it, that we can have an idea what that is towards the end. I am not using this currently, but it is something that I have used for many months throughout that 1 year that I have owned it. Now going on to the actual slip pocket. So this one's very good. I do like the size of this pocket. If you can't get the GM and you want to settle for the PM, this is a pocket that automatically does come with the PM version. And I want to say it's about the same size. Here on this one, it does kind of cap right here on the sides. So I do believe that this pocket right here is the exact same size, either on the PM or in the GM version. Just wanted to point that out. Anyways, this pocket is very useful for any receipts, or I even put like blotting sheets on that compartment just for easier access. Or if I want to have like business cards that I'll get from like sales associates, I'll just stick it in there, just pat it down, and it's just kind of like a card holder, if you will. On the other side, there is another slip pocket. This one is much smaller. Quite honestly, I don't use this one too much. Probably just like to stick receipts or something very forgiving and small like that. Not actual cosmetics of any kind, pretty much like paper items. And then your entire compartment right here, it is a very generous pocket. I really do like the sizing of it. The actual material, it's that Vuitton interior, which is very wipeable. It is a nice leather material in the inside, and I don't really have any spilling, or I haven't had any accidents in here. But again, it is that very wipeable interior, which you can easily clean. It stays clean. I don't have an organizer. I have thought about it, and I might in the future, just because like whenever you stick like mascara in here or like an eyeliner, sometimes you'll get like that black. Just being real, that does kind of happen sometimes. So maybe I'll consider an organizer for my cosmetic pouch. But really, because it is that wipeable interior and I can easily stick in there either tape or a lint roller sheet to pick up any glitter or excess debris, it cleans very nicely. So I don't think that I would really need one. I might still look into them to kind of see what they look like if they have more organization. Is it going to stop me from using my lipstick holder right here, or what those will look like? But for now, I don't use it with any organizer, so I just use it as it comes, and I put my items in there freely without any worry. Coming onto the outside, it is very simple and straightforward. On the side, it just has a leather tab here, and then also on the other end, still the same thing, a little natural leather tab here. I have not apple guard this that I remember. I did it on my toiletry pouch, but not in my cosmetic pouch, because I thought it was going to be inside my bag the entire time. Anyways, how much sun do my handbags get in the inside? Not too much, but I have thought about adding some apple guard or any protecting to the actual vachetta, because one time I had this one out in like a restroom. Luckily, I didn't get any liquids on it, but it's a possible thing in that kind of setting, so it might be something that I should think about doing, but I haven't done so yet. Anyways, the corners. Recently I got the Baume PM, which I'll insert a picture of that here, and I'll also link the video down below in case you're interested. Whenever I got that bag, I started using it right away, and this is the makeup pouch that I was using at the time, so I would just stick it in there. Now the thing about this one and in that particular bag is that the opening on that bag is not as malleable as like per se a Speedy or a Neverfull. So putting this in there and taking it out, it was kind of a little bit of a cringe moment every single time, because of the corners being so tapered and not too flexible. So I didn't want to start chipping the corners too much. So for that reason, I just kept it unzipped and was very careful when putting it in and out. But that is one of the things that makes me very mindful about this one. I find that whenever I have this cosmetic pouch inside of my handbags, this is pretty much my handbag inside of another handbag. Like all of my contents of my actual purse live inside of my cosmetic pouch. And quite honestly, that was actually also pretty much the case whenever I did use my Vera Bradley cosmetic pouches. I found that to be the exact same now that I do have a cosmetic pouch by Louis Vuitton. This is pretty much my handbag, and then I just have like my wallet and my key holder and my phone outside of this one inside of the bag. So really and truly, this is my handbag. to be honest. Not only do I stick makeup products in here, but it's more likely my handbag junk drawer. I put pens in here, measuring tape, just weird things that hang out in our handbags. That way I am also protecting my handbags and the interior of my handbags. If you know me, you know that I don't have any handbag organizers inside of my bags. My handbags are pretty much fine from the inside. There's nothing wrong with that, and I think I can attribute that to using pouches within my handbags to not really expose the lining to too much. That was actually another reason why I thought that I was really going to use this, because I was seeing how much I was using the Vera Bradley Cosmetic pouches and that it was almost worth it for me to spend that $700 that this ended up being. I think it was like $730 after taxes or something like that, but it was something that was worth it to me because I use those pouches too much. And acquiring this one into my collection, it was just about the same. I was able to use this one, and I'll still alternate here and there, but I really try to stick with using this one just because it was more expensive, so I want to get my cost per wear down as much as possible. Again, it is a pure luxury. You do not need to have a $700 cosmetic pouch inside of your handbags. It's purely optional to have, and if you do get it, it's probably going to be either a splurge moment or a gift for yourself, so it's probably going to be just as memorable or enjoyable to use for those particular reasons. Another thing about this cosmetic pouch is that people like to convert this into a clutch. Me personally, even though most of the items that I would carry in a handbag in a way fit in here just fine, I haven't used this as an actual clutch. I also have not purchased any of the converter kits to put in loops on the side to be able to attach a chain strap or some kind of leather strap to be able to use this as a shoulder bag or as a crossbody. That is an option. I don't think that I would. I mean, looking at this tab right here, I don't think there's space in there to thread in an actual loop. I know you can do it, but me, I don't think I would do it. Like, I'm like too terrified to destroy it. Much rather would buy an actual crossbody from Louis Vuitton rather than spending, I don't know, like 40, 50 bucks or whatever that converter kit is, just because I don't want to destroy it. So far in the year that I have had it, there's no peeling or wear of the actual canvas body, either in the front or the back or the bottom. I think that my Vachetta pulls, both of them look just decent for the 1 year that they are. My hardware itself is in that matte brushed gold hardware, and my zipper too looks to be more of a matte side rather than a shiny, which is fine, and it's perfect because you can't really tell the difference, right? It blends in perfect. I don't know that they do make it in that other variation, because I know some pieces from Louis Vuitton have mixed matches. This one looks just fine. Another thing really quick that I did want to mention is how buttery soft my zipper still is. That is amazing. I really love the zipper that this particular piece has. The leather tab inside is perfect. There is no staining, no watermarks or anything in there. The actual interior has been working out just good. The actual thread color inside, like on the pockets or around in the edges, it's the same color that it was whenever I did get it. So there is no staining, no changing color of that thread. It still pretty much looks like in great condition. Now my corners are probably one area that have the most wear, but even then it's pretty good. It's pretty decent, especially for being a cosmetic pouch that has so profounded corners. I'm not sure that you can even prevent wear from happening on this style of cosmetic pouch. So I will show you my corners really quick so that you can see what they look like. They do have a little bit of wear. Honestly, think it's from my Alma PM with putting it in there and brushing it against the zipper, because if you stick this in a never full, you can't really damage the corners in a never full because it's so open. If you are looking into a Louis Vuitton cosmetic pouch, personally, I have had a great experience with this one in particular, so much that I'm even considering the PM version, you know, the one that I rejected so many times whenever it was the only one that was available for me to pick from. I do want to add that one at some point in time. However, it's not a must-have because really and truly my Vera Bradley cosmetic pouches that are much smaller do actually still work for me whenever it comes to the Pochette Metis. So not a must have, but a nice to have if I'm ever able to get it. But if not, I do have this one, and this one works in all of my other handbags. It works in my on the go, my artsy, my neverfull, my speedy, you name it. This one is a perfect companion to go in there and carry my makeup or any other essentials that I need for the day. And then two, because it's still currently the same price that I was able to get this for a year ago, that still makes the deal even sweeter. If you are eyeing this one and you just weren't able to get it then, but now you're thinking it's a better chance, just know that you haven't really lost too much. And if you do have the opportunity to get it while it's still at that $675 price, and then I would say go for it. Louis Vuitton does make different cosmetic pouches, also toiletry pouches that you can use like a cosmetic pouch. There's a few different ranges. So the other Cosmetic Pouch GM is $955, bigger than this one. It's wider, it's taller, it's longer too. So it's a much bigger version of a cosmetic pouch, period. So much so that to me it's not an actual apples to apples, it's a whole nother cosmetic pouch option that is available within Louis Vuitton, in my opinion. Anyways, I feel like if you're going to get any actual small leather goods from Louis Vuitton, a cosmetic pouch is a great option to have because it's so hereditary to the brand and something that you can pass down because it lives inside of a handbag most of the time. So it's really not going to be terribly worn. Even if you do use this every day for many months or many years, it has a protective base inside of a handbag that, you know, your handbag's probably gonna see more wear than your actual cosmetic pouch would, even if you do take it out and have it in your vanity all the time. I feel like this is gonna be a very hard wearing piece if you do decide to get it. If you were to use this as a clutch, I'm gonna do some quick modeling shots. I don't use this as a clutch, but I am going to pack it as if I was using it for a night out, just so you can kind of get a perspective. So I'm just gonna take my wallet, and this is a compact size wallet. This one in particular fits perfect between the edge and the actual lipstick holder right there. So it is very compact. Going to put my cell phone in there. That still fits just fine. In the actual lipstick holder, I'm going to put a little perfume sample. This is what I've been housing in there anyway, so it fits right there. Take some blotting sheets and put that off to the side. Take a small makeup brush right there next to the perfume sample. I'm gonna put a lipstick product in here. I'm just gonna put that off to the side of the actual lipstick holder right here. It's perfectly right in there. And then I have a small hand sanitizer. So that is what that looks like so far. My actual powder compact doesn't fit in here, but if you have a travel size of a compact or a pressed powder, it might fit in here. If you had one of those eye and face sort of palettes, I don't have one, so I have an eyeshadow palette here. If you did have something like that that is about the same size as these little Too Faced eyeshadow palettes, I'm gonna show you that it does fit just fine, just in case you want to have like a touch-up bar on the go. It does fit in there. Or if you do have like a travel size powder product that is about the size of the Charlotte Tilbury corrector, this fits in here just nicely, like right in. You see it hides in there of how well it does fit. But I think that this would probably be good enough if you are looking to use this as a clutch, and it's just fine. It does have some weight to it, obviously. What you can do too to alleviate more of the space is take out your actual compact wallet, put in your keys loosely in there. So this is my key fob, the only two cards that I do have. I put that next to my blotting paper, and then I put my key fob on the other pockets. So you do have that option. And then now that I don't have my compact wallet no longer in here, now I can actually put my full size compact powder in there, and just a little bit of more things would fit in there. So you do have that option if you do want to use these slit pockets as your actual like card holder, if you will. You can do that to alleviate not just space but also the weight of the actual item from whenever you're carrying it. So this is what the piece looks like now. Like I said, I do use this for my makeup and also various different things that I consider as essentials in here. So I'm gonna pack that the way I would just normally. A pen, just gonna stick that in there because that's usually what I do anyways. And then I like to carry this little tape measure with me. Like if you're ever furniture shopping, that's pretty much the only time that I really bust it it out, if you will. Allergy medication, I'll put that opposite pocket actually. It's perfectly right in that pocket. Take a second lippy and then another lippy, stick that in there, and then I have another perfume sample. I'm gonna put this also inside of that little lipstick pouch, and the 3 fit just perfectly right in there. Some express coupons, put that in the side pocket where I have my blotting paper, some hydrating eye drops, a little side right here. Then I have a little hair clip, just really gonna stick that in there. Put like a pack of gum in there. I don't have that with me. I'm gonna put my compact back in there because I forgot that I had taken that out. Maybe just add in an additional lipstick options. I do have about 3 to 4 lipsticks with me in a given day. Mascara, pretty much all the makeup style essentials that I would carry. I don't really carry like eyeshadow with me or blush or anything like that. Usually that I put it on before I even leave the house. Sometimes I'll have my eyelash curler in here, so that'll take up a little bit more space. And then that's actually everything that I had within my Vera Bradley pouch that I am using currently with my Pochette Metis. To me, this is pretty comfortable for what I would use my cosmetic pouch anyways. There is still a lot of space in there, but I'll just keep that simple, just to what it is. Maybe I'll stick like my AirPods in here, but there's still a lot of space in here. It won't take up too much. So my cosmetic pouch usually just looks like this, and it's actually less heavy than if you were to use it as a clutch, even though I do have those extra lipsticks in there. So let me know what you think. This is a very nice pouch, but again, I do want to stress that it is a nice to have and not a must have. I would be perfectly fine with still using my Vera Bradley cosmetic pouches because like I said, anything can really hold your essentials. It's just, you know, a nice touch of luxury if you do want it within your collection at $675 compared to that new GM cosmetic pouch. I do think it is worth it. If you are considering the Louis Vuitton cosmetic pouch, let me know if that is in the PM or in the GM size. If you do have the PM version, let me know what your experience is so far. And if you do have the PM version and the PM or the Pochette Metis, let us know if it works in that center compartment. I hope this was helpful. It's just a cosmetic pouch, not too much that I can really elaborate on. There's not an actual sentimental value that I have attached to this particular piece. It was very hard to acquire, and now that I have it, I really do like it and I do really enjoy it in my collection, so I'm not looking to sell it anytime soon. I'm not bored of it one bit, and even though I do have the toiletry pouch 26, which is the larger size that it was available for the toiletry pouches, I still consider this to be a whole nother item and an actual staple into my collection. I actually do like the way this one looks more than that one in particular, and I do like the way that this is big enough to actually be a clutch if I ever so decide to use it in that form or in that fashion. If you have any questions, let me know what that is down below. I do hope that I helped you in any slight way. I thank you so very much for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.